Well, buckle up.
Back in the old time machine.
13th century texture, taste.
Very fishy.
Preservatives.
Cornish pasties.
Oh my god, I've never even thought of that. The themes of empire, mission, inheritance, and destiny.
Hello and welcome back to What the Food, the podcast that uncovers the fascinating origin stories of dishes, food items and drinks from all around the world. We dive headfirst into history to try and figure out why we eat the food that we eat. My name is Miles Dickinson, I'm here with Andy Cantor and Dom Gray, and today we're uncovering the origin of pancakes.
Pancakes.
No, that's pancakes. Yeah.
Yep. For like 0.5 of a second, everyone was like, what?
What on it?
We just lost probably like a decent number of listeners who were like, nah, I'm not interested in that. Don't know what it is.
Yeah. First thought on pancakes and any other kind of dish that we've covered where it doesn't take that many ingredients to make them.
Yep.
And the ingredients to make them, I presume, have been around a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Is that we're going to go back quite far into history here, potentially.
You'd be right. You'd guess right. If you're a betting man, you'd have won a big sum of money if you'd have put a bet on.
Yeah, but the odds on that wouldn't have been that good, though. So I'd have had to have put a lot of money down.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But
No, you did a good job there. You did a good job. But yeah, like Miles said, we're talking about the pancake today. We're talking about the versatile international sensation that's as perfect for a lazy Sunday brunch as it is for a quick Tuesday supper.
Are you just having them randomly on a Tuesday night?
No, but I'll probably have them on Shrove Tuesday.
Hey,
As you should.
Yes, you will. Get all those calories in before you repent and don't have anything for 40 days.
Yeah, one
Exactly.
last big blowout.
Yeah.
Big blowout.
Big blowout. Just letting loose. Let your hair down.
Just fucking suck up all them pancakes straight into your mouth.
Suck them
Suck
up.
them up.
Yeah, do you boys not suck your pancakes up?
Don't know. You do see those
Don't know,
videos
mate.
every now and again on socials. Usually TikTok is the place where I find these. And it's like when people post a video of them eating something. Oh my God, today I learned this is the way you should eat something. And it's a video of someone eating crispy duck pancakes. And they kind of like put the pancake over their mouth first and then get a fork of like all the ingredients and then kind of like shove it in their mouth.
No, that can't be right.
Yeah, honestly.
Somebody's had them on there telling them, this is how the real
is how you do
pros
it.
do it. And then they're
Literally.
laughing that they're going off, bragging about this new way that they know how to do it.
Yeah.
But when you said sucking pancakes, it just reminded me of that.
Yeah. Well, what I normally do is I normally make the batter and then fry them up, flip them, and then as they're still in the pan, just like bend over the pan, just straight from the middle.
Oh, right.
Ready to go.
Sounds like second-degree burns to yourself, that, mate, if I'm honest. But
It's just
you do
efficiency. You don't have washing up then. You're away you go.
Yeah, at the cost of salmonella, maybe.
Yeah.
Salmonella. I'm not putting fucking raw chicken in my pancake, mate.
You can get it from eggs, can't you? Some raw eggs.
Yeah, but I'm cooking it. I'm not
Well,
doing it
not
raw.
much for the sound of it.
Yeah, I'm getting the enjoyment of the whole flipping.
All right. At least you're not just drinking the batter.
Nah, that's day after. I would quite like to start this episode by featuring a quote from the man, the myth, the legend. That is Kenji Lopez-Alt. If you know, you know. If not, get to know.
I don't know. Who's that?
Kenji Lopez-Alt. He's like a really prominent figure in the culinary world, well known for his food expertise. Wrote 2 books. The first one's all about the science of cooking, which is really good. Recommend it. And then the second one's all about the wok, a 500-page book about the wok and like how to cook with the wok.
500 pages on the wok.
Yep.
Well, okay.
It's very good. Recommend it. Shout out Kenji.
Fair enough.
This is what he had to say about pancakes.
You gave me the smallest rap going for that. This is what about pancakes.
Well, no, I gave you.
This is what
Oh man,
I'm crying. Oh man. Oh
Right,
God.
right.
Come on. Right, okay.
We've got an episode to do. We've got
Right,
work
get
to be
it
done.
together. 3, 2,
Okay.
1. We're back.
This is what you had
Pancakes
to
are
say about
simple.
pancakes.
Shut up.
I'm sorry, I thought it was for me. I thought that countdown was for me.
Right.
Pancakes are simple. They're dinner food. They're what you make on a Sunday morning with the kids. Crepes are fancy. They're French bistro food. They're what you make once a week after your Parisian vacation because you want to relive some pleasant memories.
I feel like I really want to stop the podcast and just show you Kenji and just really just put a face to it now.
I think it's great
Yeah.
we keep this voice going.
Oh,
Anyway, Kenji, I think, sums it up quite well there.
Yes.
Essentially saying how versatile they are and how they can be used for every meal, no matter the time of the day. Exactly.
Sweet or savoury, you know?
Sweet or savoury.
I do.
You're
We
absolutely right.
might cover this a little bit later, but I do feel like Americans have it in culinary vocabulary more than British people. I feel like it's a very American thing just to have pancakes on like an average morning for breakfast. Whereas I feel like in England or in Britain, it's kind of like a special occasion really when we throw pancakes together.
They are home to the International House of Pancake, aren't they? IHOP. That's a restaurant over there.
Yeah.
Do we have any of that here? I've never seen one.
Well,
No.
you could argue it's not international then.
You could argue that, but Americans have this funny thing where they think that things are international if they're just in
You have to call
America.
it like unhop.
No. No.
Change your entire brand name because you're wrong.
Anyway, we don't have pancake restaurants here, is what I'm saying.
No.
Unless it's like some little bougie.
Yeah.
Like Fat Pam's pancakes. Something like that.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
what I was thinking, mate. Yeah, exactly.
But just going off my own kind of experience, like I'd only really be bothered to make pancakes if, you know, maybe like I had friends round and I was making a nice breakfast, or it's like Valentine's
Never
Day
made-
or something and making it for Joe. I don't know.
You've literally never made us pancakes when we were around.
I was going to say, which
Yeah,
guests
because-
get the pancakes?
Because you're not that kind of clientele. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry?
Yeah, I make you guys bacon butties.
Right.
I make you sausage and egg butties. Breakfast
Common
muffins.
folk. Nice.
If you want pancakes, I'll do 'em.
Northerners.
Yeah. Yeah, Miles, next time I want a fucking stack of pancakes. I want it as I wake up, right next to the bedside table. I'm going to eat it in your bed.
wafting into my nostrils.
Yeah. And I want loads of syrup that I'm going to spill everywhere.
Why would you spill it
know.
everywhere when you're at my house?
Sugar.
Just because I'm just having such a good time.
Getting proper into it.
Hey, Dom, look at my pancake. Frisbeeing him across the room.
Yeah, I'm full. Do you want one, Dom? Here. Oh dear.
Before we batter on about the origins of pancakes, let's take a moment to explore the sensory bliss that pancakes deliver, shall we?
Oh, let's.
So yeah, in terms of like taste-wise, quite simple. I would say they are a canvas or a vessel for other flavors.
Yeah, a bit like
Nor-
pizza, isn't it?
Yeah, like you're not just... Yeah, exactly. You very rarely are just going to eat a pancake by itself unless you've put shit in the pancake, i.e. blueberries or chocolate chips or whatever.
I think the lowest denomination of a pancake is like lemon juice and maybe a little bit of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard
exactly.
It's beautiful in its simplicity.
Yeah.
You'd never go simpler than that, really, would you?
No.
I think really texture is probably key to a pancake. Obviously, you've got kind of different styles. You've got like the crepe, which is a lot thinner. And then you've got like the American pancake, which is a bit bigger, a bit thicker. Fluffier. We'll get to kind of how that difference came about a bit later. But yeah, I think for a pancake, texture's key. It's got to be soft, yet springy. And then if you're going for like the bigger ones, it's got to be fluffy on the inside. You don't want it dense. You're not eating bread.
No.
Great.
It's not a cake.
No, it's not a cake. Well, kind of is a cake.
It's in the name, guys.
Yeah. I didn't want to put you on blast straight away there. But
But you did.
Come on, lad.
It's a cake that you make in a pan.
yeah, it is. You're absolutely right. You've nailed it there, Miles.
Fuck's sake.
What a linguist he is, man.
Get on with it. Get on.
Get on with it. Right, the final topic on this sensory expedition: the aroma. Pancakes smell great, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battery, buttery, bliss.
It's almost like fresh cake has been baked, but it's not cake.
Oh god, this is going to be a long episode today.
Yeah, we're on page 1 of my my script here.
Yeah, but
My 50-page book. It's like you Kenji.
it's full of flavour and character, though, so we love it.
It's full of flavour and character,
Just like a good pancake.
just like a good pancake. But yeah, in terms of the smell, great smell, very warm and kind of welcoming. Obviously, kind of depends on your history with pancakes. If you don't like the smell because, I don't know, something bad happened whenever someone made pancakes, you're not going to like the smell. But
Does happen.
Most
Accidents happen.
Those pancake trauma we're talking about here, lad.
pancake triggering trauma.
What are you alluding to? Has something happened to you?
If Dad used to beat you while he was making pancakes, then you might not like the smell of it. But otherwise,
Some people might be scared by like the flipping element and just, associate the smell and like, oh God, pancakes are being flipped nearby.
oh God.
Well, to be fair, every year when Pancake Day rolls around, you do see clips on social media of like dads trying to flip and like, the handle comes off the frying pan. Accidents do happen when the family all get giddy in the kitchen together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, like pancakes themselves, kind of super versatile. You can really make them as complex or as simple as you can.
Yeah.
Boys, you've just made a batch of pancakes. You've made a batch of like English kind of thin pancakes first.
Yeah.
I'd like to get the first topping. You can have any topping in the world, right? You've got it all at your disposal. The first toppings that you're having with that very first pancake that you've made.
I'm just a simpleton, a classic man. I'd just go lemon and sugar. Yeah.
Very nice.
Basic.
I usually have like a Nutella one, and then I'm a bit too full after that. So then I pare it back and go for like Biscoff or something after that. And then for the last one, probably just have like the lemon and sugar then or something. Finish it off like that.
Can go for Biscoff.
Can't go double, 2 Nutellas in a row. It's too much of the same flavour. You're going to clog yourself.
Clog yourself. Fair enough.
Brilliant. Nice. There's some good toppings there.
What are you having?
To be honest, I don't really like the normal pancakes we have over here. I think they're a bit shit.
Yeah, they are more crepe-like.
Yeah, so I'd normally go for same as Dom, really. A little lemon and sugar.
Just get it over with.
Yeah, just get it over with. Just, like I said, suck it up.
Suck it up. Pancake Day, we're realising it's like a trauma for Ali.
Yeah. Hates the smell because he knows he's about to burn his gullet.
He's about to get beaten. And he just wants it over and done with as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He'll have lime on it if that's all he's got.
Yeah, I will. I'll have vegetable peelings just to get through it. Throw it on. The end of a celery root. Scran it down.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'd go for. If we're talking like bigger pancakes, like the proper American pancakes, I'm more into that. I'd probably go like chocolate chip, some maple syrup, maybe banana.
Yeah, because with it being thicker, you can incorporate things within the batter a bit more with the American ones, can't you? So that's where your kind of chocolate chips and your blueberries come in.
Yeah.
What else do people put in them? I guess that's about it, really, isn't it?
Blueberries, chocolate chips,
Little butterscotch pieces.
bits of bacon.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
But little butterscotch pieces.
Little sweet treat.
Today's chat isn't just about how we like our pancakes. Much more than that. But yeah, no, I was like you when I first started off this script, Miles. I was like, surely the pancake has got to be old as fuck.
Yeah.
And sure enough, yeah, it is pretty old. I traced the roots of pancake to ancient times, kind of the Neolithic era, and kind of found like a myriad of like global variations along the way. And yeah, let's get into it, shall we? Set out on a little journey.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I'm talking Stone Age. So it's the very beginning of kind of what we call pancakes. Funnily enough, in 2022, researchers excavating the Shanidar cave complex in Iraq unearthed the charred remains of some of the world's oldest cooked leftovers.
Bloody hell.
Saran Kabuka, an archaeobotanical scientist at the University of Liverpool and the lead author of a paper on the discovery, said in an email,
"It looks like the seeds were soaked before they were cooked. You can tell if it's been soaked or cracked before it's mashed into a patty. From this, we suggest the food underwent something like a flat preparation."
So just to be clear, that bloke's name was Saran Kabuka. And you just went with just a Scouse accent. No, nice.
It's the University of Liverpool, and he was locked
He's
in on what
he's
he was
adopted.
doing.
Yeah.
He's been there since undergrad. He's now PhD.
Okay.
So he's saying that it looks like the seeds were soaked before they were cooked. What kind of seeds is he talking about here?
How can you tell that thousands of years later?
Oh mate, these guys can do crazy stuff.
Yeah. So you're saying, it looks like the seeds were soaked before they were cooked. You can tell if it's soaked or cracked before it's mashed into a patty. From this, we suggest that the food underwent something like a flat preparation. So do we know what kind of seeds he's talking about?
I don't know the exact seed. There was no.
But he's using some kind of
just
like
nuts and seeds. Like
that he's kind of grounding into like a patty, like a flat.
Into a flour. Yeah, into flour.
Wow. Okay.
So that was 70,000 year old.
Bloody hell.
Wow.
They don't really refer to them as pancakes. They refer to them as kind of flat cakes at the minute because I think differentiate them
Well,
so
they
people
probably
are
didn't
thinking
have
that.
pans as well.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But yeah, I think they were one of kind of humanity's earliest and most important foodstuffs. Like they're so simple to make, right? And you don't need many ingredients at all to make them. They last a bit of time as well. If you make a pancake on Tuesday, you could probably eat it by Thursday, maybe. Nowadays.
There we go.
Yeah. But Kabuka cites evidence of cooking with different plants, nuts, seeds much earlier than the Neolithic. So even further back, perhaps it could go. Some kind of 30,000 years ago, we've got evidence that Stone Age people made flour out of ferns, likely combining the powder with water and then baking a mixture on a hot rock to create like a bit of a flat cake. So yeah, Neolithic era, simple living, figuring out farming, domesticating grains. You know, you've got like wheat in Europe.
Yeah.
You've got corn in the Americas. And you've obviously got rice in Asia. So you've got kind of various different pockets of grains where they're all growing domestically. People are just starting to experiment.
Just use whatever they've got around to kind of press it into a flat vessel of flavour.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, like imagine like a weary fucking Neolithic wife, right? Mm-hmm. She's making the same shit probably day in, day out. The same kind of generic stuff that is either they've got in storage, buried under the ground or some shit, or he's managed to do some gathering nearby. It's probably going to be the same berries he ate yesterday or the same nuts or whatever.
Yeah.
Stroke of genius. She's obviously making this pot of gruel or whatever. Pot of gruel onto a hot stone. Boom. Flat cake.
A
raw organic pancake, one would describe it as. Not something dissimilar that you could find in maybe Whole Foods nowadays.
Tenner.
10 quid.
Yeah. Baked over a Neolithic rock.
Cave cake.
So yeah, that's kind of like the earliest kind of known or thought of references. Fast forwarding a little bit further to a little bit more kind of like documented history. 500 BCE, Athens, buzzing. It's kind of like the peak of Grecian society. You've got the poet Cratinus. He's penning down some lines about a hot, dewy flat cake. There you go. Hot, dewy flat cake. What's he talking about there?
Dewy flat cake.
Yeah. Not a great translation at all, is it?
No.
Is that how we spelling that?
How do you think I'm spelling that?
You're trying to trap him here.
Is it D-E-W,
Like morning
dew?
Dew is moist, yeah. Dew means moist.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, what are you
now.
thinking, Dom?
Yeah, what are you thinking, mate?
Nothing. Just ask him.
Okay.
Still a strange word to use.
Yeah,
I guess it is just moist, isn't it? Like moist cake.
Just moist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you prefer moist flat cake or dewy flat cake?
It's neither here nor there, really.
No preference.
Split hairs, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no preference.
Yeah, so you've got kind of Cratinus writing down kind of those early references there to cake. Fast forward a few centuries later, the 2nd century CE, you've also got, obviously, the Greeks still. They've got a flat cake known as the plakus, Plakous. Plakus, which actually means flat. And weirdly, in Latin, is known, like it's the same word as placenta,
Oh,
Right.
which is also moist. So
yum.
Yeah.
It's also dewy.
It's also dewy. Don't some people eat placentas as well? I've heard about
they
this.
do.
That
Yeah.
happens, you know. Get those stem cells in you.
Yeah.
And if you're born on Tuesday, Shrove Tuesday.
All pancake
That's it.
topping. Yeah, I quite like lemon juice and placenta. It's just like
Yeah, you're that mad for it that you always try and have your kid born on Shrove Tuesday. Horrendous.
feel nasty.
The Greek physician Galen, very cool name, was not just busy healing the sick, but he was also dropping recipes that sounded really suspiciously like our beloved pancakes. Managed to find a translation of his writing, and it reads,
what are called griddle cakes by the Athenians, but griddle cakes by us, the Asiatic Greeks, are prepared with olive oil alone. The oil is placed in a frying pan that is put on a smokeless fire, and when it has become hot, the wheat and flour soaked in a large amount of water is poured onto it.
Sounds
Very
like it. It's just missing
like
the
it.
Biscoff.
Just missing the Biscoff. Well, instead they used a bit of honey because Biscoff wasn't
Wasn't called
manufacturally-
Biscoff then.
No,
They weren't
no, exactly.
grinding the flavour of biscuits into a spread.
No, they weren't, mate. No, not yet.
Okay, so olive oil as well. So maybe like a bit of a sweet and savoury combination there.
Yeah. No, it's very familiar, I would say. Just before we finish with Galen, though, he insisted that when having a griddle cake, that you restrain the stomach and create thick juice, which converts into crude humours. So in this
What?
day and age, have you heard of humours before?
No.
Dom?
I've had like vague mention of.
Okay, so there's like, have you ever heard of Hippocratic medicine? It's like the kind of Greek
Isn't that the oath
beginnings of medicine.
that doctors
They
take
take
the
the
Hippocratic
Hippocratic
oath?
oath. Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's all kind of based on this Greek.
Honest to God, it sounds like you're speaking Mandarin right now.
All right. Okay. Well, you've got 4 humours that make up like Greek belief on medicine. Okay.
Okay.
So you've got black bile,
Right.
yellow bile, phlegm, and blood.
Okay.
Each one will then correspond to like 4 temperatures as well. So you've got like yellow bile is hot and dry, black bile is cold and dry, phlegm is wet and cold, and then blood is hot and wet.
Is any of this based in science or?
They're doing the best with what they had.
Yeah, they've seen blood. They know that's a real thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the idea is that you have a balance of everything for the body to work correct.
Right. Okay.
That's the idea.
This reminds me of when we did like when we were speaking about the Romans and tomatoes. They had like a similar kind of categories for certain things you couldn't eat.
Yeah, exactly right.
Is that a similar kind of thing?
Kind of. The things that you eat would have a different effect on the humors of the body, so you need to manage it.
It's where kind of like the limitations of the science of the time meet the spirituality and religion of the time, isn't it? It's almost like that crossroads of those two things.
What he's essentially saying is that pancakes are slightly indigestible. So
Right.
you need to balance it out with something that is more digestible, something that's going to digest it.
Right. Okay. Maybe you're just talking about carbohydrates. Do you know what I mean? Just like making you bloated.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe
Like, just don't eat too many carbs.
Yeah.
First one on a low carb diet. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's not just the Greeks and Romans having all the fun. Over in what is now Xinjiang in China, Miles, archaeologists have dug up millet pancakes dating back to the same era as our mate cretinous from before.
Funny how they all were
so-
doing it at the same time. Everybody just thought, oh, I'll try a bit of this.
Yeah.
Humans,
That's
man.
interesting.
Interesting little guys.
Yeah, well, they just do what they need to do to survive.
Mm.
You know, use what's around them, prosper when they can, keep going. The very first pancake-like recipe is found in the Middle Ages and is none other than the French crepe.
Crepe.
The word crepe itself kind of descends from the word crisp and is kind of related to like older forms of the crepe where it was like super crispy kind of on the outside. It began to curl up. Kind of a bit less like that now, aren't they? They're a bit more like a traditional crepe is a bit more normally just completely flat, isn't it? Kind of soft.
Bit more cooked than our like British pancakes, isn't it? A little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more robust.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in France, it's called a crepe. In Italy, they're known as crispelli or crespella. I think it's becoming like its own thing now in Italy. It's like a super kind of deep fried thin pancake. And the actual kind of first recipe we get from typically like the courtly cookbooks of medieval France. Kind of that's where most of the recipes that we get from this era are documented in, kind of the upper class court cookbooks. I think the reason why we don't get a written recipe until this time is because pancakes were probably more for the ordinary folk.
Right.
Like rich people probably didn't eat them as much as the ordinary folk. So therefore, and obviously all the rich people read and write, and they're the only ones that can read and write. So they're the ones that can write shit down.
Or it's also like if they're already very popular and just kind of part of everyone's cooking, the need to kind of write them down just hasn't been there. Like, what's the point? Everyone kind of already knows how to do it.
Yeah, and no one can fucking read the recipe anyway. So point.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
But yeah, the first kind of recipe, super simple. It's just flour, eggs, water, salt, and because they're French, wine.
Oh, nice. They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. This is then beaten up and then poured from a bowl with a hole in the bottom, which must have been kind of like designed especially for pancakes, which is interesting, into a hole, into a pan of hot lard or butter, whichever you've got lying about. I'm assuming like the bowl had like some sort of removable hole on the bottom. And then
it can't just be a permanent hole, otherwise they're gonna lose it while they're whisking, surely.
Yeah, where you put your egg in and you'd be cooking eggs, you'd be having a different dinner.
Exactly. Exactly. I wonder why they did that. I wonder if it was like there was actually some part of the process that improved the pancake having the hole in the bottom of the bowl.
Probably just made it easier to drizzle it so that you can get like a consistent...
And it can like portion control perfectly.
Yeah, there you go. The recipe says to serve the pancake or the crepe with powdered sugar, which is really common. And the technique and the fact that a deep pan with a straight sides is called for. So you can't use a wok.
Sorry, Kenji, mate.
Happy.
Yeah. Chapter 1, don't use a wok for a pancake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't until kind of like the later medieval period that we get kind of the English charm to the whole pancake story. And we start to see the actual term pancake, which is derived from pane cake, P-A-N-E cake, or pancake, P-O-N-K-A-K-E. So we start to see kind of those words be used, because like people are just starting to read them right. So they're probably just making names up,
wrong.
seeing what sticks. Yeah, spelling it wrong. Fucking just...
This is the pancake. I heard a French lady saying it when I was there, right? You get a bowl. It's got a hole in the bottom of the hole, or the bowl.
What's the hole for? What's the hole for?
Bowl's for portion control of the hole with the bowl. You're portion controlling your pancake.
What is it again?
A pancake.
A pine
Pancake with a hole in the bowl for your portion control.
Beautiful.
And she set them off. She set the nation off on pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah, and her name was Betty Crocker Senior.
The name's Betty Crocker. Don't forget it.
Don't forget she's from fucking the ends.
Yeah.
But I did manage to find 2 15th century cookbooks written by a guy called Thomas Austin, which kind of give us the first lowdown on how to whip up a proper pancake. Now, normally try and get yourself, Milo, to read the old English recipe, but the one that I found was just way too fucked to read, like inaudible, like didn't make any sense. So you've got off well with that one. But I did manage to find a 13th century recipe, so even older.
Right.
But it was translated from French, so I didn't include it as the first kind of written one. This recipe is for white crepes and is composed in Anglo-Norman French. And here is the translation of said recipe.
Here is another dish which is called white pancakes. Take best white flour and egg white and make batter not too thick. And put in some wine. Then take a bowl and make a hole in it. And then take butter or oil or grease. Then put your 4 fingers in the batter to stir it. Take the batter out and put it into the bowl and pour it through the hole into the hot grease. Make 1 pancake, then another, putting your finger in the opening of the bowl. Then sprinkle the pancakes with sugar and serve with the oranges. Right, so you basically dunk your entire hand into the mixing bowl.
Or fingers.
And your fingers, yeah. And you're using your fingers like the whisk, and then you put your finger through the hole to like plug it, and then when you're ready, you just pull your hand and then back in again, stir a bit more.
It's like a release.
Kind of like
Trapdoor, pancake trapdoor.
you do that.
Nice. For the listeners, Miles is gesticulating with his hands in a very quick manner as is Dom.
What are you doing, Miles? I'm making pancakes. What are you doing? Mad. Okay. They would have had the tools they needed not to have to put their hands in at this point in history, but just chose not to use them.
Just, adds a bit of flavour, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Helps with hole control.
Yeah, more accurate hole control.
Did you boys notice anything strange about how they served them or what they served them with?
With orange.
Oranges. Yeah. Sugar and serve with oranges. Maybe we've had it wrong all this time with lemons then.
Well, surely you're thinking 13th century, how are these Europeans eating oranges, maybe?
That's true, because they're from the Americas.
So the oranges actually refers to another recipe in the cookbook, and it's for a collection of pork meatballs. made to resemble the fruit.
What?
Pork meatballs.
And they're just called
No.
them oranges. They're just straight
Yeah,
up.
so they're meant. So I'm assuming that oranges have somehow made their way, because I think they're in Africa as well. Oranges, right? I think they grow in Africa, maybe. So they must have seen an orange before,
Yeah. Like a few
and they weren't
brought
readily
back.
available. Yeah,
Just little show pieces.
yeah.
So it's a bit kind of gimmicky to call these pork meatballs oranges.
That's the thought behind it. Yeah,
Right. I was going to say, because if they are, if they do have oranges readily available, then it's very confusing to call them both oranges. But then maybe it's not confusing if you can't actually get oranges, so people don't even know it's the pork.
Yeah, they know that
Yeah.
you're just kidding.
It says served with sugar still, so you're having sugary meatballs.
Sweet, savoury, and everything in
What's up,
between.
Miles? Never had sweet and salty popcorn before.
Oh, he's had you there. He's had you there.
Never had hand whisked
Yeah.
pork meatball pancakes before, bro.
Come on, we've all been there. Four
No, I
fingers in
haven't.
the batter, giving it some.
No, I haven't.
I haven't. We always say we're going to make a cookbook one day, a What the Food cookbook of historically inspired recipes. I think these little orange bowls need to make an appearance.
I agree. So yeah, we know that pancakes are a part of everyday life, kind of during the medieval ages, but there's really kind of one thing that cements the popularity of pancakes and really kind of brings them into people's lives. And it's Lent. It's Lent. So a 1990 New York Times article highlighted pancakes as a festive food, symbolizing life due to their historical role as a dietary staple in ancient civilizations. Their exact kind of words was the following.
The bread pancake made of unleavened flour and water was the staff of life, or a dietary staple in numerous ancient civilizations.
Like that. Staff of life.
Staff of life. Sounds rather mystical.
The long, hard stick of life.
Yeah, he'll get you.
He'll get you.
But yeah, and this whole kind of like celebratory aspect of pancakes, the fact that they mark a special day in the calendar, kind of evident globally. Like you've got the injera, which are kind of pancakes in Ethiopia and Eritrea and parts of Somalia. They're enjoyed at kind of various social gatherings in those parts of the world. And then you've got in North India, you've got chilla, which is like a chickpea based pancake. And those are served at weddings. So you've got non-Christian civilizations still using the pancake as a celebratory food.
Special
for a
occasion.
festive period. Exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck.
Good book.
Read that book? Yeah.
I have.
I think pancakes mark like a celebratory moment for the Joad family. I think they do. I've not read it. Miles, confirm.
Yeah.
Still confirmed.
Yeah, it's like a family. I'm not going to ruin the book, but a time in American history where the farming became industrialized and kind of like organic farmers were kind of kicked off their land and had to relocate to find jobs. So yeah, very destitute, poor families. But yeah, one of the things that they kind of enjoyed, one of the last things they had left to enjoy, was pancakes.
Pancakes.
Good book.
Pancakes.
Yeah, I read it last year.
You read East of Eden? That's John Steinbeck, isn't it?
No, I want to read that because I've read a couple of Steinbecks now and I really enjoy it. He's a good writer. Very poetic.
Very poetic.
Yeah, but yeah, Grapes of Wrath is a bit of a harrowing read. You got to be in the mood for it.
Really in the mood to be harrowed today.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You've got Shakespeare's Pericles, again associating them with holiday feasts. I think the section in Pericles, you have a fisherman saying,
Come, thou shalt go home, and we'll have flesh for holidays, fish for fasting days, and more o'er puddings and flapjacks, and thou shalt be welcome.
flapjacks. First little...
Fucking love flapjacks.
Yeah, but flapjacks, they're not, in this sense, they're not referring to the flapjacks that we know and love here in Old Blighty. No. In the US, flapjack is often used interchangeably with pancake, particularly in the southeast.
So he's actually talking about pancakes in that quote.
He's talking about pancakes in that quote.
Right.
And it's kind of a colloquialism that kind of reflects the regional variations, I think. The word flap, obviously, is like its usual meaning of like swing or sway about, flutter, flap. So flap as in like you flip it. And then jack, not sure about that one. Some people think that jack is just is used to like refer to like an ordinary bloke, common man, food of the people.
Jack the lad.
Jack the lad. Commoners ate food and they flipped it. So let's name it flapjack.
Flapjack. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Common man's food.
Makes sense.
So what's he saying? Come home and we'll have some flesh for the holidays. We'll have some fish for the fasting days and we'll have some puddings and some pancakes.
Have a good time, essentially. We'll feast. We'll eat well. We'll eat well.
Sounds like a laugh, doesn't it?
It does. But the whole kind of point that I'm trying to make here is that flapjacks, celebration for a lot of civilizations. Now, in the Western world, like I said, pancakes are often eaten on Shrove Tuesday, which is the last day before the start of Lent. Though I'm not sure you went to a Christian Catholic school, so you might not know the answer. But do you boys know what the deal is with Shrove Tuesday? As in primary school, I mean.
But what, it's in it like the last day before you give something up for Lent, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought about it. It's like you basically like honouring Jesus through abstaining from something that you enjoy through Lent. So Shrove Tuesday is your last chance, basically. It's just stuff your face with as much shit you like.
No, you're right. Yeah. So yeah, Shrove Tuesday, traditional feast, day before the start of Lent on
Ash Wednesday.
Boom.
Ash Wednesday.
You
Signalled by the burning of the previous year's palms.
Which are then
spread on your forehead.
Cross on your forehead. Cross on your forehead.
Cross on your forehead.
Cross on your forehead.
You know, they used to do it, didn't they, at secondary school? We'd have to like go around for like the rest of the day with some shit on our forehead.
Keep it on.
Yeah.
Burn detritus on your head.
Wipe it away unless you hate Jesus.
That was it. That was what the message was.
Wipe it
Anybody
off
with a wipe top. Yeah, exactly.
Wipe it off, you little demon child.
Oh dear. Yeah, mad the stuff we used to get up to, and you just think it's normal, don't you?
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. Proper like indoctrinated, really, weren't we?
Absolutely.
Is that why you don't like the smell of pancakes? Because you'd been nonced at a Catholic school.
Oh, you know. He didn't mean to nonce, Father Carey.
No, Father Carey. He did love his pancakes, Father Carey. He did love them.
I feel like that's
dear.
you like signposting me like, guys, this is my cry for help. You really love pancakes.
Can we talk after this, Dom? Can we talk?
Yeah.
Anyway, Lent.
What are you boys giving up for Lent?
No, nothing.
Podcasting.
Not doing, no.
Come on. What do you mean nothing? What are you
Not
giving up for Lent?
Out. Nothing.
Come on. It's Jesus.
Come on.
It's for Jesus.
Nah, fucking man.
Oh, you're happy to take gifts when it's Christmas time, aren't you?
Christmas time's a pagan holiday.
You're going to enjoy some chocolate at Easter, aren't you? You're going to roll it down the hill and make an Easter bonnet, aren't you? It's all when it's convenient for you, but when it's time to give up for Jesus Christ, you're nowhere to be fucking seen.
What are you giving up?
You really let down our boy when he needed you most.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you giving up?
I'm going to give up telly.
Telly?
Nah.
Just as a concept or like a particular show or...
Just for 40 days, no telly. Yeah.
So... right.
Nah, I don't know. I should give something up. I could tie it in with the weight loss that I'm trying to do at the moment.
Yeah. Just give up food.
Yeah, but...
Just give up calories.
But isn't that the thing? You're meant to like give up something that you weren't going to be giving up. Like, you know, as a kid, you'd always be I'm going to give up homework for Jesus. and then the priest is like, no, come on.
Yeah, why have you not done your homework? Lent, mate.
I rest my case. Good day.
Good day. Yeah, because I'm already giving up.
You just put a bit of ash on the teacher's head.
I'd give me an A+ as you put a cross on the forehead.
I'll see you at Easter.
I'm giving it up for Jesus.
Yeah. So I can't double up with something that I was already planning on giving up. Defeats the point. It needs to be something that I was intending on having, that I'm abstaining in Christ's name.
Anyway, have a think about it while I carry on.
We'll circle back.
I'll come back. But you're right about Lent, Ash Wednesday. It's kind of Lent is the 40 days leading up to Easter, and a kind of traditionally a time of fasting. And on Shrove Tuesday, Anglo-Saxon Christians went to confession and were shriven, which meant absolved from their sins. Hence,
you've been shriven.
Thank you for shrivening me.
What's up with you, Miles? I've just been shriven so hard. I've been absolutely shrivened to the 9th degree.
Well and truly shrivened.
Father Carey shrivened me behind the sheds.
Thoroughly shrivened.
Can't wait for Easter.
Can't wait for it. And also, when you get shrivened, a bell used to be rung to call people. to call more people to
go there. No comment needed on the bell.
And then the bell became known as the pancake bell, and it's still run today. This very day.
Wow.
I love it.
Shrove Tuesday always falls 47 days before Easter Sunday.
Okay.
So the date varies from year to year and kind of falls between February 3rd, March 9th, but it's always 47 days before Easter.
Illuminati, that.
Why 47? I thought there was... How many days of Lent are there? 40?
40.
So why are we 47 before?
Because Easter's a 7-day job, isn't it? Like Christ has risen, that sort of stuff.
They proper milk it, don't they?
He's a pretty big deal to bring yourself back to life. I don't know if it's milking it, taking a week or not.
Not seen any video evidence of him doing it, so...
It was a different time, mate. Not everybody had a smartphone, you know. You didn't need a video to prove it.
You're
People
right.
used to just trust each other. And now look at what social media has done to us.
They had one thing that we don't have nowadays. Faith.
Faith, yeah.
Get me some bread. Get me some fish. Let me feed you.
Let me feed you. Let me take this water.
Have some faith in
Turn
me.
it into wine.
Have some bloody faith, won't you? One day I'm going to shriven you.
One day I'm going to shriven you.
Oh, you're a nutter.
We've muddled through this episode.
We have, we've been all over the place.
It's been a chaos ride, but I've loved it personally.
I feel like I didn't really need to write anything. I could just come in and gone, what do you boys think of pancakes?
Exactly.
Religious tie? Go on, got any comment there?
Early Lenten rules kind of banned dairy and meat from the fast. So Christians had to use up their eggs and milk before fasting began.
Empty out your cupboards.
Hence why the big push on pancakes. Because what else are you going to do with eggs, milk, and flour? Really? What are you going to do? Or what are you going to do with eggs and milk? In the French-speaking world, the day is known as something different. Does anybody know what the day is known as?
Crepe Tuesday.
Could be.
No, it's not Crepe Tuesday at all. It's Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday.
I thought Mardi Gras was like something you do in Ibiza. Sorry, let's go Mardi Gras. No?
Don't think so, Miles, no.
I think you got that one a bit wrong.
I don't know, I feel like it's like Marbella or something.
No, it's not. Mardi Gras.
Is there a club called Mardi Gras in Ibiza?
I don't think so. You're not thinking of like New Orleans, like Mardi Gras, like celebrations with beads and shit like that.
With beads?
No? With beads. Yeah, beads. Everyone throws beads to one another.
That's not what I was thinking, no.
Anyway. Do you ever play Tony Hawk's Underground 2? Where you used to go to New Orleans and then there was Mardi Gras and you used to get loads of beads, no?
I can't remember that.
Anyway, there's a celebration in New Orleans and it's called Mardi Gras.
Are there beads involved?
There are beads. Yeah. People get shriven.
Yes. It's beady, it's shriveny. It's got it all.
So this is different to the French Mardi Gras?
No, it's not. No.
It's all the same. Oh, yeah, because in New Orleans they are French, aren't they?
Yeah, it means the same thing, yeah. Same language.
Got you. I've just,
Yeah, it's Fat Tuesday. It's what it translates to. And it makes sense because you're trying to eat things up.
Yeah.
Trying to fatten up, right?
Yeah. Bulking.
You'd have medieval peasants kind of, gorging themselves on sugary, buttery richness. And in many towns, a shriving bell was rung to call the villagers to confession.
Get shrived.
I did, for the research for this episode, read Pancake, A Global History, which was a good read. In the book, there is a passage around a local housewife, a local legend of a housewife, who was still busy cooking pancakes one morning when a particularly zealous vicar rang the bell rather early. Still in her apron, she took off, pan in hand, flipping as she went, so as not to spoil the efforts of her labour. And then that is why the bell became known as the pancake bell.
Wow.
Whoa.
There you have it.
So he just went round, knocked on the door, rang the bell, and she was trying to make pancakes at the same time.
No.
It's not a doorbell, lad.
It's not got a fucking ring doorbell, lad. It's a bell. It's a church bell.
Ding dong. Just wanted to check in with you, dearie. It's time to get shriven.
It's time to get shriven. I thought, she could have had like a mechanical bell outside her house.
Why would he specifically target her as well?
I can smell she's cooking them. I'm going to really in the morning here. I'm going to go for it.
Completely missed that story. Right, the church bells.
Yeah.
The church bells.
The church bells. Yes.
Church
Right.
bells.
Got you.
The church bells are still rung to this very day. To commemorate the woman's dedication, some English towns host pancake flipping contests and races, which the oldest of which is still held annually in Buckinghamshire in a village or a town called Olney. What year do you think the race started, lads?
1066.
Wasn't 1066.
No.
A few years after that.
Don't know. In the 1600s?
1445.
Okay.
But it's still going to this very day.
Doing well.
Mental.
Doing well.
It's doing very well.
And this is a race?
This is flipping contests and a few races, yeah.
A few races? They're like weight classes or what?
Yeah, you are separated into your girth of pancake, and the girth of your pancake will then decide what weight class you're in.
I'd love to see.
Then obviously, if you want to cut down, you got to make your batter the night before and let it aerate, burn some of the girthness off.
Wow!
And then they have a race.
Wow, they have it.
There you go.
Wow.
Ansel.
Still at it, this little town.
Yeah,
I love that though. Like, you need
nice.
more tradition carrying on like that.
Tradition, right? Yeah, tradition, community
Breaks up the year.
Oh,
You got
along
something
with
to look forward
faith.
to.
That's dying.
Yeah.
We've got a lovely quote from someone called Pasquils Palin in 1619, so a bit further on now. Weirdly, every single article that I read about the history of pancakes cited this guy as a source or this book as a course, whatever it is. But I could not find the actual source of it. I couldn't find where it's from. Literally nowhere. So
Right.
don't know if it's legit or not, but it's a great quote. Nonetheless, it's what Pasquils has to say.
And every man and maid do take their turn and toss their pancake up to frere they burn. Whoa.
So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how pancakes kind of cemented themselves in Christianity. They do also play a central role in Judaism as well. Jewish people eat something called latkes, which are eaten to commemorate a Hanukkah, or the Hanukkah. And they're made made with potatoes, which are kind of shredded in oil and fried in oil, essentially. They're almost like hash browns in a way.
Like a potato rosti.
Oh my God.
Jinx, padlock. See you later.
Can't talk.
Oh, okay, boys. Finally get through this podcast then.
Yeah, exactly. With us two showing up.
Obviously, potatoes kind of arrived in Europe from the New World during the 16th century, so kind of weren't widely adopted until then. But
yet another ingredient to mash up and flatten into a pancake-like dish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Why not?
And before that, Jewish people made the latkes with like buckwheat flour. So there is kind of evidence of them like using or changing from the kind of buckwheat to potato. In Indonesia, you've got serabi kuah, which are like, again, pancakes of the region, but they are bright green in colour due to their inclusion of coconut milk and something that you boys hadn't heard of until you came to mind a couple of weeks ago.
Ooh.
You had it on toast.
Coconut jam.
Something.
Oh, close, Tom. Yeah, it's a coconut jam, but there was a little smell.
Palang.
Oh, Dom. Very close.
I've got no.
Pandan.
Pandan.
I knew it was close.
Pandan. Yeah, sweet coconut jam.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet coconut
That
jam.
was green. You're right.
It was.
Yeah, it was. And they're making pancakes with pandan.
To be fair, that stuff we tried at yours could have easily gone on a pancake and worked quite well.
Yeah. Like in the few levels, between the few layers of pancakes. Yeah, I could see it.
Ooh, okay. I see that.
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, I think the main thing to say is that we're mainly focusing on like Western culture because it's just, we've got that history, that written history in front of us and in a language that we speak and ready to go. But I think it's safe to say that pancakes in other countries have their own histories as well, like Indonesia, like kind of Eastern Europe, that side of things.
It's almost like an umbrella term, pancake, isn't it? It's like there's almost so many sub dishes and food items within that, within that category of pancake.
Yeah, I think,
like you said, there's probably individual stories all over the place.
Pancakes are to food what Pitbull is to music. They are Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah. Bob on.
So,
I mean, like we kind of ran through some of the first written pancake recipes, like I said, came from around the 16th century. They would kind of differ from what we would consider pancakes today. Like We don't use our hands to whisk it, for example.
Speak for yourself.
We don't have a little... I've never eaten pancakes around your house.
Yeah.
We don't have a little bowl with a hole in the middle.
We've moved on.
Sounds like we probably should do.
Yeah,
now.
missing
But,
a trick.
What the food merch?
Holy bowl.
Yeah, pancake bowls.
Pancake bowls, yeah.
Foley bowl.
Food historian Ken Albala suggests that the 17th century Dutch may have been the first to make truly modern pancakes. It's like the Dutch that are considered to be like the...
I mean, it's synonymous with pancakes, isn't it? Schmocken a pancake.
Smoking a pancake, cigar and a waffle.
Cigar and a waffle.
Yeah, pancakes super popular in the Netherlands today, and they were certainly popular in the Netherlands in around the 17th century. They have a lot of pancake-related art, which is interesting. Yeah, very...
Or just like pictures of pancakes or people eating pancakes and stuff like that.
Both, mate.
Shows how important they were to the culture, if they're there in the pop culture.
Yeah.
In the photographs of the time, aka paintings.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Miles
There he is.
deep
There he
in
is.
history. Write that one down, kids.
Yeah. Sign of their popularity.
No, it is. And it's safe to say that pancakes are very popular.
Yeah.
I found a quote from a Dutch website describing their pancakes.
A Dutch pancake is not your average North American pancake. They taste completely different and better. It is the topping variety, plain, sweet or savoury, that makes the Dutch pancake so special. Each one can be different.
Bit of a reach, that,
Yeah,
I think.
it sounds like they're just trying to big themselves up, and I'm not here for it.
No, how do you pronounce that?
Most Dutch words, you just English with a potato in your mouth, innit?
And then read backwards.
Pancakes. That's probably how you say it, lad.
But yeah, I mean, other pancakes made by other countries can have different toppings as well, right? So I don't really get why theirs is
Yeah,
different.
it's not really a USP, is it?
You've also got the poffertjes, which are like those, I think we had them before, those kind of super mini pancakes. We definitely had them before. They're like mini, tiny pancakes, super fluffy, light. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Recommend those. Those are good shouts. And then you've also got the flensjes, which are like French crepes, but with a bit of a Dutch twist. Again, kind of super, super thin. But yeah, kind of the Dutch led the charge on the pancake renaissance and creating new and kind of different styles of pancakes, taking us into like the new world. But they didn't keep it to themselves. No, as I said, they were heading over to the new world. You've got a load of Dutch settlers kind of boarding the ships bound for the new world. They packed their bags, they packed up their hopes and dreams, and they carried with them the secrets of their beloved pancakes. I did manage to find another, I think it was maybe that bloke again, what's his name? Ken Albala in that book that I read. The Dutch may well have been the origin of the American pancake craze. Imagine the excitement as European treats met the diverse flavours of the Americas. It was a recipe, culinary revolution.
Makes sense. Makes sense on paper.
Yep, the Europeans are bringing the vessel, aka the pancake. The Americans are bringing the sweet treats to decorate with.
Yep, no, you're right.
And you're left with double-decker extra fluffy butterscotch and topping cream pie. And then you just know that the world has come together to create something beautiful.
Yeah, no, you bob on, mate. Bob on. You've got the likes of cornmeal, native to the Americas, becoming a bit of a staple ingredient, transforming the classic European pancake into something uniquely American. I think the difference that American pancakes have over European pancakes is that they've got the same kind of core ingredients, the flour, the eggs, the milk, the butter, but they've also got a rising agent in there. So you'll have like baking soda or baking powder, which makes them quite literally cakes that you make in a pan rather than the oven.
Yeah. And they're usually serving it with like syrup and stuff, aren't they?
Serving it with syrup. The thickness of it allows for like additional things to be mixed into the batter. So like you can add in bananas, blueberries, chocolate chips, bacon. And then also the rising agent causes like the batter to, like bubble. That's how you know when it's ready to flip.
Right. Yeah. I guess that makes it more absorbent, doesn't it? Like if they're having it with syrups and sauces and stuff, then the more fluffy it is, the more it's going to kind of absorb those sweet sauces that they're having with it.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Sponge.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then, as soon as they kind of develop in America, they just absolutely hit off. Popularity grows. You've got kind of the opening of American diners, and one of the first things on the menu sure enough, pancakes.
I feel like, because they have it for breakfast quite a lot and it's an unhealthy dish, really. I don't know. That just kind of says a lot about Americans. They probably just think that the fact that there's eggs in it mean it's healthy.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Maybe they just know it's not healthy, but just don't care in America. But I feel like we just wouldn't eat them as regularly for breakfast in England.
No, we'd have a full English instead.
Much healthier option. That is so true. Yeah, I've just been humble.
Yeah, everybody's got their issues,
I don't think people are eating pancakes every day in America. I don't know. Maybe there are some people that are. There probably is, but
probably still a treat.
The society, yeah, exactly. Population as a whole, I imagine, has them on Sundays or if they go out for brunch or as a special occasion. I don't think they're scranning them every day. No. So yeah, I mean, we've seen the humble kind of pancake expand its reputation, go global. A little quiz for you boys. How many countries are featured on Wikipedia as having their own version or take on pancakes?
172.
Wow.
No, incorrect. That's
43.
Very close. It's 52. 52 countries have their own take on pancake that utilise local ingredients, pancakes that utilise local ingredients, different methods of cooking and recipes, enough to warrant a Wikipedia entry, which is like a benchmark.
Wow. That's what every pancake making nation aspires for.
Exactly right.
That's mad though, 52. And I guarantee they're kind of like widely dispersed countries as well. They're not kind of all grouped in one pocket. So
no, they're not.
It shows how far reaching it is.
So now we're going to cover all 52 versions. No, I'm joking.
See you next week on number 2 out of 52 episodes focusing on pancakes.
No, we're going to look at the top 3. We're going to look at the top 3 from around the world. Let me know, boys, if you have had one of these 3.
I shall.
The first one, and you got to guess where it's from. The first one.
Okay.
Okonomiyaki.
Japan.
Correct. Do you know what it is?
Say it again.
Okonomiyaki. You're not going to be able to fucking know what it is from the name, eh?
Okra pancake.
No, incorrect. I've eaten one of these. I've eaten multiple of these in Japan itself.
All right.
There is a okonomiyaki restaurant down in London, so we need to go. Next time we're all down there. But yeah, it's often hailed as Japanese pizza or kind of savoury pancake. It's kind of a thick and hearty pancake made with flour, eggs, and shredded cabbage, and it contains various other ingredients like sliced meat. You can get some different kind of toppings like seafood, cheese as well, anything, whatever you want, essentially.
So very much a savoury option.
Yeah, 100% savoury. Yeah, you don't go sweet with okonomiyaki because it's got the cabbage in it.
Biscoff on cabbage, for God's sake.
No. And the word okonomiyaki itself means cooked as you like it. So you can essentially add in whatever ingredients you would like. Yeah, it's a bit like a hash, I suppose. Like we just put whatever in a hash. It's a bit like that. But they put over the top. They put Kewpie mayo, and they have this like dark kind of teriyaki sauce. It's not quite teriyaki sauce, a bit sweeter. They put on top as well.
Sounds lovely.
Which is very good.
Sounds tasty.
Does sound good.
So we mentioned this one earlier. See if you can remember. Injera. INJE.
Indian one.
Correct.
Portuguese.
Iranian.
Ethiopia. Yeah, it's kind of the heart of Ethiopian cuisine, really. It's like a spongy, sour flatbread made from teff flour, which is like a grain native to Ethiopia. Never heard of it before. It's slightly, like I said, it's slightly kind of sour and tangy, super porous, so it soaks up a lot of curry and a lot of stews and kind of things like that.
Sponge.
Like a sponge, and it's also used as an edible plate. So they'll put like their dish on the injera, and then they'll kind of eat the dish and eat around it and dip in.
A bit like bunny chow. You eat the loaf.
Bit like a bunny chow.
Throwback to the real fans out there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Looks quite inedible actually when you look at it. It's quite gross, but looks like a placemat for a table.
Okay. Sounds absolutely delightful.
Last one, Bellini.
Bellini, those are Italian, are they? No?
Incorrect.
Oh.
Bellini, Belgian.
Just because they begin with a B.
French.
Bellini, those are Bristol. No, Russian, lads.
Russian. Wow.
Russian. Yeah.
You want to have a Bellini?
Nice. You've had a Bellini before, right?
I've had them.
I've had a Bellini.
Kind of like a thin... Yeah, exactly. Yep. You whack a bit of smoked salmon, bit of sour cream, bit of caviar on top.
Oh.
Yeah, like you said, it can be enjoyed as a luxurious appetizer. Or even a main dish. Even a dessert. Sweet fillings on top.
And that, again, speaks to the utility of a pancake.
Put the blueberries onto the Bellini. I want to do for dessert tonight.
Brilliant.
My love, Dick and a love.
One with a double of.
Didn't go very far with that, did I? Stayed quite local with that one. My love, Deccanolov.
Oh, terrible.
Oh,
well,
God.
3 different. So those are the top 3. Those are the 3 biggest bangers.
Those are my favourites. The ones that I picked out as the most interesting.
Oh, okay. So they're Andy's bangers.
Yeah. They're not global bangers.
No.
There you have it, boys. The origins of pancakes. Yeah, it's always quite difficult doing a origin story on something that's like 70,000 years old. It's quite difficult to fit it into our little hour-long.
But I think we did well, and episode wasn't as flat as I thought it was going to be.
Hey, got some rise out of both of you, didn't I?
Hey, rise! Ooh. You didn't flip me off, did you?
Anyway, thanks for listening this week, guys. And we'll be back in 2 weeks.
I just wanted to be part
I know you
part
did.
of the
I
joke.
know you did.
Oh, but yours were really great. You set the bar too high, and then I just came in with mine, and it was just destined to fail.
I know. Sorry, mate.
Well, there you have it. Pancakes.
There you have it. Pancakes.
The origin of.
Send us tomorrow. Send us your toppings, and they look decent. We'll
do what? We'll do what?
We'll give you a thumbs up. We'll give you a thumbs up.
We'll comment. Nice.
Yeah. I ran out of steam.
Yeah.
I will single-handedly reply to you, being like, "This looks good," or
"This looks great," or
"This looks great."
This looks shit. Yeah.
A lot of expectation.
Well, there you go. Pancakes. Very, very well researched.
Well done.
I must say.
Andy.
Thanks,
Beautiful
mate.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Took us on a roller coaster through time.
Certainly did.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we clearly did, cackling our faces off.
Good laughs.
Yeah, feels good to be back posting and releasing the podcast. Thank you for all the kind comments on the first episode the other week. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'll just do my usual little plugs. If you want to send us an email, hit us up at whatthefoodpodcast@gmail.com. Send us a message or recommend a dish that you want us to cover, and we can look into that. Give us a rating wherever you listen to your podcast as well, because that's really helpful, and it'll help us kind of show up on other people's feeds. So yeah, rate us if you enjoy, and maybe tell a friend as well. Share us around. That'd be ace.
Plenty of us to go around.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Thank you for joining, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for the next episode.
Thanks for being here, guys.
See you then.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye, guys.